Hey, Sybil, are you going to Sunday school? Go with Maddie. Yeah, because it changes speed, right? True. Would you let Justin and Jennifer know that we're starting, please, David? So what's our topic this morning, Justin? Whatever. Justin's not here. His astral body is here. Oh, there's somebody else pulling in.
He's mentally not here.
Is that mom's friend from work?
It's a white car I've never seen, so maybe. Probably.
I think Gunner's also getting picked up by his dad and stepmom later.
Yeah.
We got shakers.
Ooh. Yay.
I'm going to let Sybil shake those. That's okay.
Man. I sent Laura back home to get what I forgot.
Here's my friend who is still pregnant.
Oh, really?
Tomorrow will be 41 weeks, and she really is afraid of C-sections.
Uh-huh.
Worried.
Okay.
God's will for a safe and healthy delivery, however that occurs for her. And I'm very late on making her baby gift, so.
Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, I'm not going to be like really done in time, but.
Okay. Any other prayer requests while we're waiting for Laura and Emmy to come in? There's Laura. That's all? Hey, we're good then. That's all? Okay. Praise is good. Yeah, it looks like.
I'm glad it turned into a family thing and not just like a youth thing, because I think we all need more fellowship, just hanging out time.
Trying to fellowship with those noters. So.
Yeah, that's not the best environment for
Well, you get the older
drawing close.
We all had to be very close. And then even closer after the whole stop thing.
So let's take them to the pro rodeo bull riding.
We were talking about that.
We love that. The kids?
Yeah.
Why? If they get out of hand, we can just put them in the ring and have a bull chase them around.
Because they'll ruin the whole bull riding experience because they won't sit down and shut up and pay attention.
Well, yeah, you do have to do that. It is kind of like an intention thing.
All right, we'll ditch Sybil for that. You can ditch it. Yeah.
Any more prayer requests? We only had one. I was just waiting for you two to get in. And Nikki.
Can I say thank you, God, for a husband that puts up with my obnoxiousness?
Sure.
I know I'm obnoxious, and he's very patient, and I'm very grateful. So just publicly, if you didn't know already that Jeff is a great guy. He's a great guy.
I personally think very highly of him, so I'm not surprised. Emmy?
Pray for me as the next 2 weeks at my work are going to be pretty hectic with preschool graduation coming up and a lot of the events happening.
Okay. Got it? Anna?
My attitude.
You need an attitude adjustment? Let me help you with that. Wasn't he gone? Did you just get back, Corey?
Praise Corey's back.
Okay.
He's not feeling too well.
Yeah, I got some congestion. My voice is not great today. Which is why I was hoping I wasn't teaching both Sunday school and preaching. Okay. Anybody else? Nick? No?
I have no updates about my sister and her baby, other than her liver ends in 2 weeks.
Yeah, my mom's phone is not ringing through, so my aunt updated me. She moved to skilled nursing care, but I have no idea what her status is. So you can keep praying for my mom to heal.
She should have moved to a rehab facility.
Carol said they were loading her on the stretcher last time that I talked to her. The
Skilled nursing. She should have gone to rehab,
the gurney, yeah.
but she is not compliant with her
It's typical for old people. I'm going to be like that one day.
Typical for your mom.
Yeah, she broke her femur in 3 places. But she hasn't been up and walked at all. She's supposed to the next day after surgery. 13th, so less than 2 weeks. Friday was 2 weeks. All right.
This coming Saturday is the ladies' breakfast at Laura's and Party Front. Joe's birthday.
Do we say, what time did you tell them and what day did you tell Joe Bob and Suzanne and Lauren yesterday? Did you tell them Friday? Okay. Because I've been confused about that. Yeah.
Are we meeting there at 9 for the ladies? That's what's on my calendar. That's when I'm showing.
9's good.
The 7th, Saturday the 7th.
I don't like to wake up.
And you don't have to go to the
Yeah. We will wake you up at 9. Because that's when I'm going to be there.
Okay,
I
how
would-
do you say
I would really love to play music for my. That's really what I'd like to do.
Are you wanting to cook or do you want us to do music?
Yeah.
We got to do Paula's
Yeah.
thing and then I was gonna cook it.
Just have a big jam session would be nice.
Bring in breakfast capital at 9.
But you're the only drummer I know anymore, so no. My stage is full of insulation rolled insulation for a shop.
Because that's where the temperature should have been.
All right. Does somebody want to lead us in prayer? Justin. May your astral body do well.
Father God, thank you for gathering us together for this body. I pray that you would give us an attitude of worship. Thank you for all that you bless us with, both trials, tribulations. Pray that you be with those who are absent, for whatever the reason. pray that you would install a zeal into us to serve you, to serve one another. And pray that you'd be with the messages today. And thank you for all that you provide us. Amen.
Amen. All right. What's on your heart this morning? You got about 20 minutes, so I got a lesson pulled up here, but rather spend the time on something that is on your heart.
Can you talk a little louder?
Okay. I know God wants us to love everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you make the point where you don't want to, you want to love the person, but not their lifestyle type of thing? How do you?
I got to let you finish. You could go a lot of different ways with that.
Well, I have a friend that is encouraging me to make lays for the pride, and I disagree.
Okay.
And I don't know how to. And she claims to be a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know how to put it nicely. Not that I would put it wrongly, but I don't feel comfortable. I mean, I customize my lays, but I'm not going to promote.
Specifically market to that demographic?
I will promote it to be.
So they want like rainbow lays sold at like Pride Day market.
Right, and I'm not, and so how do I?
Here's an important question. If the person was gay or whatever, and they asked you to make a lay of a specific colors, would you make it?
Yes.
But you wouldn't specifically go make a bunch to market to that demographic.
Correct. I do make rainbow lace, but it's more geared to graduation for preschoolers.
In Hawaii, right?
Right. And rainbow.
So what are you struggling with? Because that's a good attitude. I won't market to this.
She keeps on bringing it up.
I have a solution. Sounds like you really want to know how to make some lace. I am happy to teach you how to make the lace, and you can absolutely
Yes.
take it and go. And you've taught a skill, and you've kept a friend. And if they feel that lace should be out there, then they can put them out there.
I think that's cop out.
What's the story? Who made the tents? Isn't there a story? Who made the worship or the idol tents, or was it idol?
Paul made tents for a living, but I don't know about a idol tent.
No, I thought there was like he was making tents that were being used for a purpose that he didn't agree with.
Oh, I think you're talking about Gideon. Gideon's dad.
He made he put a Asherah up.
Like Gideon's dad, I think was.
Yeah, he made idols. Yeah.
Yeah, he made idols, but didn't agree with it. And when Gideon went out and smashed the idol, he's like, "That's fine."
Jeff, I appreciate you all weighing in on this. This is pretty good.
Oh, I was wondering. Wendy was wondering if she can share our link for the feed on Facebook, which I don't see why not.
Yeah, sure.
Wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Well, why won't you market? Why won't you market to LGBTQ plus, whatever it is now? I've lost track of all the alphabet that's in there. Why won't you?
That's what I'm struggling with. Because I
You're-
don't agree.
With the lifestyle?
Yes.
I mean, all of us
So-
provide a service
Ho-
that's
Hold on. Why don't you agree with the lifestyle?
Because it's unnatural.
According to,
Romans 1.
there's your answer. I believe that it's unbiblical, and I'm not going to do something unbiblical. You have to take a stand. And then teach her how to make lays so she can make her own. But you got to take the stand and let her know why you won't do that. That's part of our witness is, well, it's part of what I preached last week, right? In Colossians about being, well, it wasn't last week, it was the week before. But being principled. It's a principle. You disagree with promoting the lifestyle because you disagree with the lifestyle. So you don't want to be associated with promoting the lifestyle because it violates a biblical principle you believe in. And if she's a Christian, she certainly should believe that. I don't think that should not affect your relationship. But maybe it will. So would you rather stand on principle and have a relationship that gets changed, or would you rather spare the relationship? Before you answer, if you spare the relationship, then you're serving people and you're not serving Christ.
Correct. And that's why I didn't know how to approach it.
Would you, well, there's lots of examples you could say, but yeah, you have to draw the line somewhere, and the things you associate yourself with. I've been invited to participate in community groups that, in principle, I agreed with what they're trying to achieve, but the way, the basis that they stand upon and claim is in disagreement with what we believe. I would go do that publicly, but I'm not going to gather with a bunch of pastors that aren't even in covenant and pray with them. Why would I do that? But they're not God's people. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know for sure, but in all likelihood, they're not. So that seems to me to be, it would be me endorsing that viewpoint if I go, right? If any of us do. Now, it gets a little dicey. You know, I know some of you have your kids in Christian schools, and there's no Christian school that teaches what we teach, and I get that. You just have to be very, very diligent to make sure your children understand, well, that's what they're teaching you, but hey, look at this. This is what we believe, and you know, give them, it's good for them to be exposed as long as they have both sides, right, in the way of children. That's very, it's more difficult to send your children to a Christian school because it takes more interaction on your part to monitor the doctrine, right? Monitor what they're bringing home. They learn when they're little. They just learn Bible stories, but they start teaching them, you know, the Romans Road and stuff real early. And once you get that in your head, man, it's hard to get out. It's really hard to turn that and right that ship. And the whole universal church, I'll tell you, I think that is the slickest lie from the adversary. What a brilliant invention. Because he's taken a good percentage of people that want to do the right thing, want to serve God, and they're deceived over in this movement. That's what it is. It's a movement. And it's not even, I want to almost say it's not even their fault, right? But to a certain degree it is, because there's a level of accountability. But it's so deceitful, so good, and so close to the truth but it so misses the mark. So misses the mark of what this is all about. So yeah, point is, you have to take a stand. It doesn't mean you have to be mean about it. It doesn't mean you have to say I'm better than you. It just says this isn't what I believe. I'm not going to support that. And any business has that right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Did what you wanted to say, Holly, was it related in any way? Or we can change topics too.
Well,
Or if you have comments about,
I didn't have anything else to say.
well, I asked and she raised her hand, you had your hand up too.
I'd be curious if Megumi chose to actually sell them, would that be considered supporting the movement? I say that because I think a lot of us provide a service or product that's used by, a view or ideology that Christian, God is not godly. I do government military contracts for,
Yeah.
pretty
My organization kills people.
military
Yeah.
industrial complex. So, yeah, if you chose to sell those, would you
Yeah, I think
be in the wrong?
I don't think so. If you chose to sell them, if you chose to promote them as such, I think that my conscience would start to bother me at that point.
Because it brought to mind, one of our coworkers is a Jehovah's Witness, so he won't work on anything related to the government. So if it's a governmental project, then we have to use a different engineering. And I get his viewpoint.
Sure.
I understand it.
Good on him for sticking to his guns and sticking to his principles. Can't fault him for that, for sure.
But if we did that in every walk of our life, then we would have no influence on anybody outside of us whatsoever, because we wouldn't have any interaction with them. And we wouldn't.
Well,
like
true.
those bakers would say, I'm not going to make a cake for this wedding because you guys are gay, and I don't agree with that. You're not really taking a stance that it's going to be agreeable by the people.
Mm-hmm.
You're being a separatist. You're like, you're over there, I'm not going to do anything for you, I'm not going to do anything at all, because I don't agree with the way you life.
And I think that's what Mugimi's like, I'll make a lei for someone who's gay. Like,
Just don't tell me.
You just don't want to make a
Even
mass
if they tell you.
production and sell it.
I enjoy doing it. You guys know that. And I love colors. And it's sad that they use the rainbow, because I love rainbows. But it's because it reminds me of God's faithfulness. And obviously Hawaii.
They hijacked the rainbow, didn't they?
I mean, it's one thing to make a lei for a person who, I guess, is in that lifestyle not knowing. It's another thing to actually go to a pride festival and sell them there.
Yeah.
In
Pro-
my opinion.
But even if you know they're gay, that should not be a reason you don't make them one, because.
No, that's
It
not.
wouldn't stop me for making, but I don't want to promote that. That's why I'm like trying to figure out where,
Give her a bunch
how,
of business
how do how do I draw the line, and where is the line type of thing.
That takes prayer for you.
And it's been bothering me for a very long time. So
So what part is bothering you? Because that's where I would look and say maybe that's where I need to draw the line, so I'm not bothered. Because if you're praying about it and you're bothered by it, I mean, that's how God answers our prayers. Makes us restless, makes us uncomfortable, until we draw the line and stay on the one side of the line, and then we seem to be in our comfort zone.
It's just, for me, I'm just afraid how do I tell her. And I like Holly's idea about, well, I'll teach you how to make it, and I'll even give you the materials, you know.
Pastor's right though, just making that the solution is a cop out as long as you, sometimes those uncomfortable conversations need to be had, or you just save it off for the next time.
Yeah.
I cop out with my birthday, because Pride Parade is always the second weekend
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
in June, and they want me to work it, and I'm like, I don't work on my birthday weekend. My birthday weekend is always the second weekend in June. But I've also been afraid, because if I make that stance, then that is potentially, I mean, I could lose my job. People have lost their jobs for making hate statements, and in the eyes, I believe, of my company, that would be a hateful statement, is I won't work because I don't agree with that.
Well, they would be on shaky legal grounds for firing you for a firmly held religious conviction.
You know darn well that there will be workarounds.
Oh, yeah.
It might not be an issue if I was Muslim or something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but Christian and white, and yeah, unfortunately. Challenging times right now, very much so. We're like in a powder keg here. Just want to keep my head down and duck, because I don't have a horse in the race, you know. I think both sides are wrong about a lot of things. Any more advice for Megumi or comments about that?
Well, it's the same thing is when you choose who to interact with and who not to interact with, or who to let your kids interact with and not interact with. It's a smaller scale because it's not an entire demographic. But if you keep your kids from everybody that you deem a bad influence, then you don't teach them to make any choices. And you don't allow them the opportunity to positively influence the other children. If you don't talk to people who have historically made bad choices, if
Different.
you don't talk to a criminal because they're a criminal, then you lose that opportunity to witness to them, to influence them in a positive direction. So there's a fine line between, I don't approve of what you're doing, and I want to be a positive influence in people's lives.
a lot of times the conflation of loving someone and affirming someone is really tricky,
Yep.
because they're two different acts, right? And so if you set a boundary and say, I'm not going to engage in celebrating that, you're being loving, but you're not being affirming. But that's not how it's received or perceived by a lot of us.
But if your actions on all the rest of the stuff shows that, then you have an opportunity.
Well, you can't affirm everybody on everything, otherwise you would stand and believe nothing. You can only affirm what you agree in. You can affirm people as humans, and their value is a person, and you can affirm them in your desire to interact with them, except for when it crosses your boundaries that you've set up, right? I mean, that's what we do. And I mean, we have family members that don't agree, you know, they poke fun at us sometimes, and we laugh it off because they don't mean anything by it, but they like us to be around, and we like to be around them. But there's just some things that we, matter of fact, I am very careful to avoid certain conversations because I don't want to start a big fist fight at the table. I'm sure you've been in that situation. Not that it doesn't need to be said, but there's a time and a place, I think, for people that you interact on a regular basis with. And so you need to have that discernment.
And not everything is just black and white. Kind of like all the people who are
Yeah.
like, oh, you agree with this one policy Trump has, therefore you must be a total Trump supporter and I'm never going to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. How stupid is that?
Everything isn't black and white. There's a whole lot of gray.
Mm.
There are some things that are just
Like people that are black and people that are white, that's not even black and
no,
white.
they're not. If people came to join the church, and you've got 4 people that want to join the church, one of them is a murderer, one of them is a thief, one of them is a
What?
child molester, and one of them is just an idiot who drives people, okay? And has a whole bunch of vehicle problems, right? How do you determine which ones to let join the church and which ones not?
All of them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because if you do, then you have to make sure that you have established boundaries for the child molester.
Definitely. He's not serving in the nursery or in the kids'
And
ministry.
establish boundaries so that they're not along with children. And
He or they, whoever,
but
could be a
you
woman.
have to have boundaries there to say, okay, if you want to join the church, what are you going to do? Because you're not going to be allowed to do these things.
We're all murderers. We're all of those things.
We are, but you still have to have boundaries because certain things
Definitely.
are not safe.
Right. Well, we have an obligation to protect the innocent. That's where that falls under. Yeah.
Serial killers kill out of compulsion. Child molesters do that out of compulsion, making both of them extremely dangerous, even if they don't want to be.
Yeah, it would be easier just to disregard them and not let them join, wouldn't it?
But you have to figure out boundaries to keep everybody safe.
You have to figure out how genuine they are about walking with the Lord. Right?
And if they're extremely genuine, then they're going to accept boundaries that say they're not going to be around certain demographics because
That is a fact. So when it becomes a problem for them, then that's a warning sign, a red flag. Laura and I have had many of these discussions. Many, many, many.
I don't even know what to say there.
What about how to safeguard people?
Well, our duty is to spread
Yeah.
the word of God, but we have a duty to the people that we have around us to protect them from harm and psychological harm, physical harm. And then you have to set boundaries.
Some of those are easier to define than others.
Correct. Or you just keep everybody 10 feet away from you.
Yeah, 6 feet there, 6 feet.
I'm feeling more comfortable with the 10-foot range today.
I see. Well, let's close with a reminder out of Matthew 7. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is broad that leads to destruction, and many are those who are entering by it. For the gate is small, and the way is narrow that is leading to life, and few are those who find it. So the road we take that is the righteous road is narrow. And the gate is small and the way is narrow. So difficult, more difficult on the wide road. That's all I've got. Thank you for bringing that up. Father, thank you for the lesson this morning. Help us keep in mind that in the midst of loving people, we still need to make sure that we stand for the principles that you've placed in our hearts and put in your word. I pray that we would be principled and loving to everyone that we meet, and help us to have the discernment to know where to draw the boundaries in our relationships with everyone. That goes for the church members too, which should have very few boundaries, but give us discernment to know when and how